Engineering vehicles to improve safety for cyclists. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from GM is Senior Systems Engineer Mike Fry. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Fred. How are you?
Terrific. Great to see you. And from the background, for those people who are watching here, that looks like a pretty safe place. No collisions there.
Oh yeah, that's I forgot my backdrop. That is Cuba a couple years ago with my boys.
Just terrific. Well, roads have become more dangerous for cyclists. The figures from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration are pretty frightening. And I understand you have some personal experience.
Yes, absolutely. I think it was last July. So I'm an avid cyclist, ride a lot for quite a few years. And last July, I was hit broadside by a pickup truck. Um, while my injuries weren't really severe, it sort of alerted me to the amount of distracted driving and incidents that can happen, even if it's from the sun, which was in my instance. A lot of drivers maybe are not using the visors, not using sunglasses. The glare of the sun can really obscure your vision. And this driver just didn't see me and pulled out of a driveway and hit me broadside and ran over my bike.
Well, I'm glad to see that you're sitting there and hope you're okay.
Yes, yes, I have made a full recovery from all injuries.
Terrific. Well, and the problem being a cyclist, you see this all the time, I suppose. I mean, the problem does seem to have gotten worse, and it's not just a matter of perception. It's more distractions, sometimes more aggressive driving, even it seems.
Very much so. Quite often, I'd say, out of three rides that I may do in a week, I will encounter some type of carelessness, whether it's somebody just not seeing you in a hurry. But the biggest thing that really bothers me is the amount of people that drive with their phone up in their face. Given the laws that were passed, a little over, I guess, maybe close to 2 years, um, as a cyclist, you're moving slower, you're at more eye level, and it's amazing how much more you see of people distracted driving, and a lot of it is phones. It's not just people eating and doing makeup in the cars anymore. I think phones are the most popular thing that I see.
And there really isn't a need to hold them anymore because of the technology, Bluetooth, et cetera, that's
Yeah,
available.
yeah, with the Apple Play, the CarPlay, all of the integrations with Bluetooth, you think nobody needs to have a phone, but really they're not on a phone call. They're watching videos, they're scrolling social media. Like I can see clear and day what they do. It's like just put the phone down, put it in the charging bay.
Yikes. Great advice there. So let's move on here. With the 2024 Chevy Traverse, uh, you're building in some new technologies that can hopefully really help here. Tell us about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest thing is like the side bicyclist alert. And that's using some of the existing technologies built in for the cars for like lane departure and front end collision is they've expanded the capabilities to provide like lane change alert slash the bicyclist alert. And that is where you'll get a little light in your mirrors, depending on what side a bicyclist or it could be a runner jogger, right, that's coming up. And you'll get some type of a rapid alert on the dash, or the bolsters in the seat will vibrate, notifying you of something there, right? So even if you come up to a park, because there's a lot of bike lanes that intercept the traffic lane and then the parking lane. And so quite often you will be on a bike going down the driver's side. So if a driver pulls over and parks and they go to get out, you could run into that door. Well, the new Traverse will alert you that there is something coming along here, and it will give you those alerts telling you, hey, maybe look in your mirror. And that's even in play while the car isn't parked and even turned off. That technology exists and it's on by default. Um, you can turn it off. I don't know why anybody would, but yeah. So those are some of the features there. And then with some of um, the the turning, right? If you're going to make a right hand turn and you put your signal on and you pass the cyclist, you'll also get a notification that, hey, you passed this slower moving object, and it will alert you that, there could be something approaching in the right hand side. So if there is a bike lane between the curb and the traffic lane, you'll get that alert before you make that right hand turn that you have to be careful of what is coming up and going to approach your right side. And it also could be your blind spot as well. So having the extra visual alerts in the dash or vibrating on the seat, sort of gives you that, whoa, wake up moment that something's going to happen.
So I guess you have to engineer these systems thinking, okay, you don't want them to be so intrusive that people might turn them off or whatever, but at the same time, they need to be strong enough, the alerts, to get a driver's attention.
Definitely. And a lot of it's piggybacked off of the existing technology is like the lane departure. That if you're going to go and just change lanes while you're driving down the intersection or the interstate, right, you will get those notifications. So it's the same type that people should already be used to if they have that technology in their cars.
What do we know about the effectiveness of these new technologies in whether it's the lane departures or other kinds of warnings, and this certainly being so important? Are they having an impact?
I don't have any of the numbers from any of the studies in front of me, but I
I
want to
guess
believe that
anecdotally,
they
but
are.
you know,
Yeah, yeah. I want to honestly believe that they are making the roads safety, even if it doesn't involve bicyclists, but if it's pedestrians or just other cars. I know with my own Silverado that has a lot of these technologies, I love the feature that it sort of gives me a little bit of an assistance, before I go to change lanes, that it double checks that something is there that I may not see in my rearview mirror.
right. So what are the prospects for wider use of this particular technology to protect cyclists?
Well, I think the technology comes into play even if it's runners, joggers, parents pushing strollers, right? It's because it's not really identifying a cyclist; it's an object that's moving at a slower pace, right? So I think the way this could be adopted into other technologies, and this is just I'm an IT guy and I love technology, and I'd like to see where this goes. Is maybe incorporating and integrating with some other technologies that are on bikes as well with some alert systems. I have a radar on the back of my bike that tells me there's a car approaching, right? It'd be nice if those could communicate with the car and let that car know that there's a bike ahead.
Very nice. And in terms of bringing this to more of the vehicle lineup, um, I'm sure that's
That
something you're in favor of.
I would love to see it as standard feature on every vehicle. I hope it could be. However, I do not have any of that information of what the plans are.
Congratulations on the work that you and the team there at GM are doing on this. Really important, and I'm sure you'll feel better once this is on more and more vehicles out there.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I was very happy to have the opportunity to have some part in it and test drive a vehicle that had these particular features in it. Um, yeah, like I said, I would love to see it a standard feature on any car being built from any manufacturer. But I'm glad GM is sort of laying the land.
Terrific. Mike Fry, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thanks, Fred. Appreciate it.